Now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce our Master of Ceremony. In the programs that you got, it said Christiana Manpour. Unfortunately, Christiana Manpour, a death in family, had to fly to London. And only 24 hours ago, everybody in my office was panicked. What are we going to do? I said, I'll call Judy Woodruff. And Judy, like always, a former trustee of our corporation, almost is ready to help. And she did. She accepted to come. What a gracious woman. What a gracious friend. Now, I'd like to introduce her, therefore. This is because over the years, she has earned the respect and admiration of our nation. It is the voice that we listen to with great trust and attention, because when she speaks, she tells us what we need to know. And what she tells us imparts with clarity, with unmatched insight, with honesty and rigor, and with sense of sensibility and responsibility. She's a person who embodies the highest standards of journalistic ethics and integrity. And she's an individual of great personal conviction who has the courage to be both objective and compassionate. It was our privilege to have her serve as Master of Ceremonies when we inaugurated the Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy 10 years ago. And we are truly honored that she has returned to be with us today, and we celebrate our 10th anniversary. If you have a friend like Judy, you don't need any other friend. Here is my friend, Judy Woodruff.
Thank you, Vartan. I have to say, if there's anybody here about whom the term "the one and only" truly applies, it's the gentleman who just introduced me. Extraordinary leader of the Carnegie Corporation of New York for the last 14 years, a guide star in the world of philanthropy, education, and knowledge broadly, a mentor to countless Vartan wannabes. All of us who know you count ourselves incredibly fortunate. Please, everybody, another show of appreciation for Dr. Gregorian. I am especially honored to be here today because I was here standing in this very spot 10 years ago, serving as Master of Ceremonies at the first Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy ceremony. Now I am so thrilled to be back here again to help commend another group of extraordinary humanitarians. As we heard 100 years ago, Andrew Carnegie followed through on his vision of strategic philanthropy with the creation of the Carnegie Corporation of New York. A century later, the 2011 Carnegie medalists are very much trustees of that legacy. As a group, they represent an extraordinary diversity, as you've seen, of viewpoints, backgrounds, and objectives. They are visionaries, they're scientists, they're patrons of the arts, they are supporters of education, research, healthcare, and international peace and security. These 9 families and individuals hail from California, New York, Hong Kong, Norway, Chicago, Philadelphia, and St. Louis. But through their remarkable beneficence and guided by their genuine passion, diverse passion and principle, they are worthy successors to Andrew Carnegie and his vision of using private wealth for the public good. And as we wish a happy 100th birthday to so many of the institutions that Andrew Carnegie was responsible for, let us also take a moment to celebrate how deeply ingrained the notion of philanthropy has become in everyday American life, and how great an impact it has on our society and our democracy. Today, there are over 1.5 million nonprofit organizations in the United States. 9.5% of the American workforce is employed by a nonprofit organization. Every year, Americans at all income levels give a total of roughly $300 billion to charity and philanthropy. Even in the current economic hard times, charitable giving has remained remarkably resilient. Now, this may seem surprising when we see increasing inequality in American society, but it says what it says is that giving has become one part of the ethos of the American culture. Still, that growing inequality troubles us deeply, at least as much as the disappointing slow growth of our economy that we read about and hear about every day. And we live and what it means for the millions of people who are out of work. Philanthropy, of course, is not going to turn that around. But surely it can be an example to those who despair that too little of value is being created in this country. There must be a reason that so many members of the younger generation are choosing to work in the nonprofit arena for organizations like Teach for America, and choosing to go often into public service, suggesting they see a different way to add value and to make a contribution. Some complain that so many of these young people are moving back home with mom and dad. I'm very familiar with that. But I have to tell you, we're happy to put up with it, knowing that this is a generation that is going to go on to make the world a far better place. Now, as we move ahead with the program, I want to urge you all to please enjoy this wonderful, delicious Scottish menu for lunch. Please continue to eat, and we will move ahead with the presentation of today's medals.